So it is the start of a new vlog, and I kind of just decided I was going to start this vlog off with it currently reading because I have 7 things on my Goodreads right now that I am supposedly currently reading, and I don't know, I just wanted to like kind of talk about them and talk about like my plans for reading for the rest of the month, because I kind of have some plans-ish. I don't know. That made things worse. The 2 books that I'm currently focusing on that are probably going to be like this week's main reads that I'm both finishing up are The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling and The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides, which I don't have because it's in my car, and I haven't read it in like 4 days because it's been in my car. But these books I started at the beginning of the month for both of these because I was buddy reading them, and they've been like very slow reads, like not that they would ordinarily be slow, but because I was buddy reading them, I was reading them at a slower pace than I normally would, because I'm much more of a binge reader. So yeah, I've been working on both of these, but like we're on the last legs, so like the next time I talk to my buddy readers about both of them will be once we finish the book. So at this point I can just read them at my own pace. So yeah, I'm looking forward to like finishing up both of these because I'm really enjoying both of them. It's just been like, buddy reading is always kind of weird and hard for me. I'm buddy reading The Virgin Suicides with Trisha R., who's one of my commenters, and we were reading with Liz Schubert as well, but Liz dipped out because she was like, nope, on the book, so that was fine, I understand. And I'm reading this with Victoria from A Musical Bookworm, so yeah, I don't know. I'm like kind of gonna be glad to be done with both of these soon, just because they are, you know, not really like I mean, these books are my cup of tea, but like reading it on like a stop and start schedule that I have to stick to is kind of like difficult for me. So yeah, these 2 are going to be like my next 2 finishes. These are what I'm going to be focusing on, and then hopefully I'll finish both of them and then tackle the rest of my currently reading so it can be down to like a normal amount. The reason that I have so many on my currently reading and my reading has been kind of weird this month is because of those buddy reads, and not just because I was buddy reading them, but because they're both kind of similar in a way. Like, they're both not difficult books, I wouldn't call either of them difficult, but they're both like dense adult fiction, dense realistic adult fiction. They're both like the same thing, and because of that, most of what I've read so far this month has been like YA or middle grade or thrillers, just because those are very quick, easy books for me, and I didn't want to like get involved with anything while I was working on those 2 long-term reads. But now that I'm going to be finishing those 2 to get into the other 5 books that are on my list that I've been reading or am supposed to be reading. Missoula by John Krakauer, which I started and then I just kind of put down because like I knew I didn't want to get into anything heavy while I was reading those books just because they were a little bit denser, and I don't know, I try to like, when I read a couple things at a time, I usually try to read like a couple of different things, and like I try to like, when I'm reading heavier things, make sure to make a point to include some lighter things. When I'm reading things that are very light, make sure to include something that's more dense and difficult, just so like I have a variety, and that's how I read a lot at a time. And this was just like kind of a little bit too dense to continue with The Virgin Suicides and The Casual Vacancy, but once I finish those, this will probably be a major focus for me. I read the first chapter and then I was just kind of like, nope, but I don't know. I did kind of enjoy it. The first chapter was very much like he was very shocked about like the amount of rapes that happen, which was a little bit off-putting. Just like the amount of shocked he was a little bit just like, calm down, bro. This is basic information. Like, duh. But I don't know. I think that was just like him setting the scene, and like it'll obviously get better as I get more into the book. Then these 2. Then I have The Lost World by Michael Crichton. I really love Jurassic Park, which I read in February, like the very beginning of February. And then I just never continued Lost World. I did start it. I got like 30 pages in or something. Yeah, like 38 pages in, and then I just never continued it because I was reading various things and I just like got distracted and I heard bad things and just put it down. But I didn't really have any issues with this book. I was irritated by the way that I was irritated by the way this changed the ending of Jurassic Park, but it was still fine. I don't know. This is one that I really just need to like go with and just like finish, because I do think I'll like it. Even if it's not as good as Jurassic Park, I feel like this is gonna be at minimum 3 stars and probably 4. And then I have The Librarian of Auschwitz, which I started, there's a bookmark in here somewhere, I don't know where, and I was just like not feeling the narration, but like again, this is just one that I really need to get into and finish, and it should be fine. I just need to make myself focus on it. And then my 2 really long-term books are The Tough Guide to Fantasyland, which is a fantasy dictionary that, like, I swear to God, I'm making progress on. I have, like, this amount left, which, I don't know. It's just, like, hard to read, and I don't like it. But it's a dictionary, which makes it just hard to read. But I don't know. I would like to finish this by the end of March, but, like, realistically speaking, that's not gonna happen. But, like, April. This needs to be finished in April because I've been reading it way too long. And then the final book is Between Song and Story, and there are like a bunch of different bookmarks in here, but this is an essay collection, and I'm not focusing on it right now. I haven't actually in a minute, but just like in general, this is one that will stay on there until I actually read all the essays in it, even if it takes me. I would like to be finished with this by the end of June, because I think that's realistic, because this is like, it's not that it's so long, but it's very, very dense, like the writing. It's lyric essays. That's why it's called Between Song and Story. And I don't know. I'm just like, I would like to be finished with this whole book by the end of June. I think that's a realistic goal, and I think that's about where I would like to be. And then I have 3 books that I would like to read by the end of the month. The first is The Tattooist of Auschwitz, which I still haven't gotten from the library. I'm 8th on the wait list, so like, yeah. We're fingers crossed, because I'm supposed to read that for my March book club. And then I have Columbine by Dave Cullen, which is the true crime book for Cammie Corners and Jenny Reed's true crime read-along crime scene. That's what it's called. Yeah, which I plan to read. And then I have Kailani, or I don't know. I looked at the back to see how to pronounce this, and I forgot because it's been a month. But this is just due. This is due back at the library at the beginning of April, and I'd really just like to read it and return it because I can't renew it anymore. So there's that. That's pretty much all I'm reading right now and all that needs to be read. That will probably take me through the end of the month. I don't think there will be any other books, so this is basically my TBR for the next few weeks, but I still kind of do want to pick up Beartown, like, soon, because, I don't know, it's one of those books that, like, I just want to get that over with, because I worry I'm not going to like it, but I feel like I'm going to like it. I don't know. I would like to add Beartown to this, but not enough to go pick it up and, like, actually officially add it to this discussion. And then I have my book mail, which is over here, which I can't hold up because there is address and writing and stuff on both sides, which is bad, but I actually know what this is. But yeah, I was watching, how do I open this? I was watching Snyder B Reads. I think that's her channel name. I will link her channel down below. But Snyder B Reads was doing an unhaul, and she decided to do an unhaul by, like, offering books up to her viewers, to anyone who was watching and wanted to be involved in the unhaul, which was dope. I see a number of people doing that, and I would like to, but, like, I can't afford to, like, just ship books to people, because, like, it's like, cheap, because it's, like, less than $3 for media mail, but, like, at the same time, it adds up pretty fast. But I don't know. It's really cool, and normally I don't partake in that just because I'm trying right now not to accumulate books that, like, I don't actively want. Like, unless it's a book that, like, I really want to specifically own, I'm trying not to acquire it. But she sent me, oh, it's wrapped too. Great. I mean, that's lovely. SniderBeeBooks, that's her. See? But that is her information. But she was giving away the books, and there was actually one on that list that I really wanted to read for a while. And that book is Baby Doll by Holly Overton. Cozy Reader Kelly read this a minute ago. Like, last year. Maybe last summer, even. It's been a while. But Cozy Reader Kelly read this, and I don't think she gave it a glowing review. I think she said it was mismarketed as a thriller, but it's more of, like, a drama. And it sounded really interesting. Like, it takes place after the events, after the trauma. Like, it's a thriller-ish, like, a trauma happens, but this book takes place, like, after the trauma and deals a lot with dealing with that trauma, which it fascinates me. Like, I'm so down, and I really wanted to read this since then. So when SniderBeeBooks was getting rid of it, I couldn't help myself. So now I own it, and now I can read it. And I don't know, that's pretty much this very, very long update. This has been going on for 12 minutes, so I'll probably edit the crap down, or y'all will just have a long vlog this week, or this might be all of the vlogs. I know I'm going over to my boyfriend's for a minute, so like I don't vlog when I'm there, so this might be the whole vlog. If it is, I apologize. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm really looking forward to reading Baby Doll, because just like, I don't know. I don't actually remember what it's about, but yeah, I'm down. I'm so down.